today. My name is Nicole Miller, and I'm going to be talking to you guys about a new emerging spin area within the oil and gas company recently called microseismic monitoring. So if any of you wondered how oil and gas companies know exactly where they're going to drill in the ground for oil. According to Kelly Gillian, a microseismic monitor researcher, to drill in the ground for oil can be approximately $50 million to $200 million depending on location of the well. So with that being a huge amount of money, there is a huge risk that a lot of companies can drill into the ground and find completely nothing. So with that being said, if they hit rock bottom without finding any hydrocarbons, that money is just thrown out the window and gone to waste. With microseismic monitoring, these companies are able to reduce that risk and in the end save money for the companies. Microseismic monitoring is a technology that allows oil and gas companies to increase their safety, effectiveness, and efficiency within their drilling and completions operations. So most of you have probably never heard of microseismic monitoring and are wondering what it is and where it comes from. The technology itself is approximately 25 years old, but within the last 5 to 10 years has really started growing, and a lot of companies are really using that production a lot more. According to Hess Corporation, the average microseismic shoot is roughly $1 million. While some may argue that is a lot of money to be spending on one well operation, the benefits that come out of microseismic outweigh the cost of that $1 million that's spent on it. There is some risk involved with microseismic monitoring, but like I said, that risk is outweighed by the results that come from microseismic monitoring. So let's go into a brief discussion of what microseismic monitoring is. If you will all please flip to the first page of your handout, that way it will give you an easier following of what I'm talking about. So during microseismic, we have a monitoring well and we have a treatment well. The treatment well is where the frac job of the operations is taking place, and the monitoring well is where our geophones are being placed. So the geophones are going to be recording and creating an image of what our rock formation is. During the frac process, the rock formations are cracking underground and creating a popping sound. That popping sound is what's being recorded by the geophones that are placed deep inside the borehole and along the surface of the well. Those sounds, like I said, are being detected in the energy source and creating a 3D image of our drainage system and rock formations underground. Those images are then passed down to the engineers and project managers, and they're able to see that image and use that in their future well developments and really look at which fractures are creating the most hydrocarbons and use that for the region development of their future wells. According to completions evaluations, 97% of all the microseismic shoots that have been taking place in the oil and gas industry have been effective. So this number helps companies to be able to spend that money while also getting the results that have been effective in the past. If you want to flip to page 2 of the handout that I've given you, we'll go over some of the benefits of microseismic monitoring. Dave Pepper, a microseismic monitoring researcher, have figured out that while doing microseismic, we are able to decrease our overall completions cost by 75%. So we're able to reduce that risk and cost by knowing exactly where we want to drill and find the most hydrocarbons to produce profit at the end. Our engineers are able to make real-time adjustments to any frac job that's taking place. So if they see any failure going on, those images are showing them and they can redirect the directional drilling. They're able to map and plan for future well development. So this is kind of their research tool to know exactly where they're going to drill and which is going to produce the most hydrocarbons for them. According to a subsurface source, the most beneficial of microseismic is that it's fast time analysis. So we're able to obtain this information as soon as we do the microseismic shoot and we're not having to wait months to get that information back and analyzed. We're able to do it the day that we receive that information. In conclusion, like I mentioned before, companies are able to increase the safety, effectiveness, and efficiency of their operations while also decreasing all costs in the drilling operations. And at the end of the day, that's any oil and gas company's goal to do that. Companies using Microseismic are having a competitive advantage over others because they're decreasing their research time and knowing exactly where they want to drill. They're not going into the ground and drilling into a hole that doesn't have any hydrocarbons, and like I said before, just throwing that money away, so they're able to drill into holes that they know they'll be able to produce oil. So with that being said, do we have any questions about Microseismic or any of the operations that we talked about?
Yes. Is it available for onshore or offshore wells?
Yes, it is available for both onshore and offshore. The geophones that record the fracking job are different for offshore and offshore, just because so they can take the capabilities of being in the water, but they do the same exact job and create the same images as they would as onshore. Any other questions?
Is there still a chance they won't find oil?
There is still a chance. So like I said, 97% of our microseismic shoots have been beneficial for the companies. So there is always a chance that the geophysicists or the engineers are reading the images wrong, or they're producing wrong information. But like I said, it's been a 97% success rate and has been very beneficial at the end for all of the oil and gas companies.